Okay, and we're on here too. Okay, so Mike, why don't you just start out, just introduce yourself with your first name and then give a little of your background.
Hi, my name is Mike. I've had back trouble for years and years and years. I've been a back and neck abuser. They always try and tell you to pick things up, bend your knees, do with your legs. Well, that takes too long. I just bend over and throw it away. I also was hit by a commercial door at one time, another 6 inches, it probably would have broke my back. So I've had back problems for years. And I'm no spring chicken, I'm just getting worn out. I'll be 71 a week from tomorrow. I first was introduced to Ernie at a seminar demonstration at the Apex Center over in Nevada. A friend gave me the information, he'd seen it in the paper, and he knew how many problems I was having with my back. I've been to chiropractors, that put the stuff under your tongue, I've been to bone crushers, I've even had the needle stuck all over my body, and acupuncture just didn't even phase it. So I'm sitting in the audience that night. I think there's probably about 15 or 20 people in there. And the first gal that came up for the demo was a massage therapist. And Ernie spent, I think, probably less than a minute, maybe at least was less than 2 minutes with her. And she jumped up off that table, and she had to leave for another meeting, but she just said she was feeling great. And I'm sitting back there, yeah, all right, this guy's going to start selling snake oil pretty quick. Because I've been to all these doctors. What happened was I've always gone to chiropractors, and they used to do this little neck snap thing, and I always felt good for a couple of days. Well, the last time I'd gone to them was about 15 years ago, and it hurt. It hurt for several weeks. So I went back and had my back worked over again, and told him don't do the neck snap thing. Well, he did, and it hurt like the dickens. So I finally went to a doctor, a real life doctor. I know the chiropractor could appreciate that. By the way, I also have 2 daughters that are physical therapists. So I went to the doctor and found out that I not only have arthritis in my neck, I have severe arthritis, and my neck is plain worn out. That's what the doctor said. He said, Mike, your neck is worn out. I also had an MRI done on my back, and I have spinal stenosis. And for those of you that don't know what spinal stenosis is, that as your spine goes down, it's actually hollow in the center. That's where all your nerves go down into the bottom. And that area down the bottom is supposed to be clear. Mine's all dark. It's got bone pieces in there and all kinds of stuff in there. And what happens, it goes down, and it's kind of like, it just squeezes together. It's kind of like, what's the movie star name I'm trying to think of with the Western singer?
I don't know.
Dolly Parton. It's kind of like Dolly Parton's waist. It comes down to about this big around. Well, that's what happens. Instead of my channel being all the way clear all the way down, it just pinches to about the size, about half the size. And I also have a sciatic nerve that's pinched down the bottom. So I was really hurting. I've been hurting for a long time. And the problem with going to a chiropractor and even the doctor, they want you to do these exercises. I don't know how many physical therapists I went to. It finally got so bad, I said, okay, I'm going to do these exercises if it killed me. So I went online and got all the exercises, about maybe a dozen of them, online about spinal stenosis. And after 3 days of doing those exercises, I could hardly move. So as I'm sitting there in the audience that night, I'm very skeptical. I can honestly say that if I hadn't gone to that seminar and just heard about this new system, I probably wouldn't have done it. I was about the 4th in line, and I'll never forget Ernie's remark. He said, you kind of got to get in your hitch there. I said, yeah. And he was on me for less than 30 seconds working on me, maybe a minute at the most. And I stood up and walked back to my seat. And the guy behind me actually had, I can't remember if he had a cane or crutches. He was really in bad shape. Same story, been to a lot of different doctors and so forth. And he actually walked back. I've been sitting there thinking, boy, this is something else. This guy's either really great or he really got some secret medicine back there or something. So I did go to Ernie, and he spent, well, the first time you go to him, it takes a little bit longer because you have to go through your whole history, but the actual working on me was probably less than 2 minutes. And that was a year ago, almost a year ago, exactly. I have not taken the exercises. I've not had a single problem with my neck since then. The only time I have a neck problem is I was having problems with my computer. Finally, I took my computer monitor and set it straight in front of me, which Ernie recommended, because I was always off to the side. And now I go to 2 meetings a month, which I have to sit and look at who's ever presiding over the meeting. That's the only time it bothers me. I can do the exercise the next morning and it's gone. I mean, I'm not doing any exercises whatsoever, and I feel great.
Fantastic. Mike, would you talk just for a few minutes? It will be just a little bit of an overlap, but would you talk for a few minutes where you specifically cite how the reflexercise process is easy to apply at home and how that's impacted change to your pain?
Are we going to call it exercise what?
Reflexercise.
Reflexercise. A little bit on the reflexercise is that, again, the first time I met Ernie at that seminar, I was, what's this guy doing? He lifts my foot up in the air and he grabbed a hold of that nerve down there, which brought me right off the table. And again, I was really skeptical. But the exercises, which, I'm retired and I got more things to do than when I wasn't retired. And I don't want to take the time. Plus the fact I've wasted an awful lot of time doing physical therapy exercises and chiropractor exercises. This takes, it takes less than a minute. It takes less than a minute because you count to 5, you bite your tongue, and say, well, again, you got to do it because it sounds crazy, but it actually works. And I can't speak highly enough of it.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Mike. Thank you so much.
Well,